who's watching me.
Here we've had 2 weeks that we were able to work uninterrupted by rain. As of today, count that 3 weeks. So we're on a positive roll. The crusher is up and running. We have openings in the county road department for individuals with a Class A or B CDL license. The pay is $11.50 an hour. If you know of anyone who has a CDL and wants a job with the county road department, send them my way. We continue to focus on drainage issues and culvert installation. Getting water off our roads is continuing to be our top priority. And we have had plenty of experience with rain trying to get all that water off of those roads. The county shop is cleaning up very nicely. I would really encourage you all to drive by and see the difference. The piles of junk are gone. The yard is nicely mowed. The shop building has a fresh coat of paint, and we're going to strive to be better neighbors to the Old Highway Number 9 community. As soon as weather permits and the water levels let us go across the river at Shirley, we will begin a project to repair the back part of the Shirley Bridge. The back part has a crack that goes all the way through the concrete. It's unstable and unsafe, and that's on the National Historic Register. So we were having to work through a few hurdles to be able to really fix the end of that. But at the end of the day, public safety is going to trump that. That is the only way in and out for River Road, and we will take care of River Road also whenever we can get our equipment across the river to that. You guys resolved earlier this year to allow us to apply for a grant for Rumbly Road, where the road was eroding off into the river. We did not receive that grant, but that's okay. I have a plan B. The highway department, or the road department, has partnered with the sheriff's department for the auction. The auction will be this Saturday at 9 a.m. at the county yard on Old Highway Number 9. Do you have any questions for me? Thank you. Sheriff's report.
First of all, I want to thank y'all for having us here tonight, and I appreciate the opportunity to bring our report to you. We do have patrol activity log, CID, animal log. If anybody's got any questions, I did hand that to you guys. Our numbers are pretty well staying the same. They're pretty good average there. As the county judge did mention, we're going to have our auction this weekend. We'd love to have any and everyone there. I believe it's going to be a good turnout. We've got lots and lots of items. I'm not an auctioneer, but I'm predicting at least probably 5 hours of auctioning items. Us all being together with the firearms and the vehicles and all the miscellaneous stuff. So our department's doing very well. These deputies, they do a good job of making me look good. So they're very busy. So if anybody has any questions about our log, I'd be glad to answer any questions that we have. But right now we're rolling very good. So thank you.
Thank you. Are there any elected officials who would like to address the board?
I would, just real quick, I apologize, I'm not on your agenda, so I thank y'all for entertaining me for just a second. I know that everybody's talking about trying to find ways to save some money. We did find something, it's not a lot of money, but at this point I think we can all agree every little thing helps. This, what I'm handing you, is our jury. When we have jury orientations, we have to pay them. I think the ordinance says $25 for them to show up for jury orientation, and $25 for them to show up to see if they're picked to serve on a jury. The state reimburses us. Every 3 months we send a report, and that's what this top sheet is the report that we send to the state. They reimburse us $15 where we pay $25. Now it's been $25 for a really long time. I don't know what year y'all did the ordinance. It was $25 to pay them. What this shows you basically is for April through June, we paid out $9,900 just in the fees that we weren't reimbursed for, okay? That's what it cost us. The second sheet will show you if we had paid the $15 for the orientation and the $15 for the summons fee, we would have only been out $6,680. Now, I know it's only $3,200, but, hang on here, I said something about, but when I looked back from January to June, it's actually saved, we would have saved $4,100. Now, we have a jury trial coming up in July. We have another jury week coming up in September and one coming up in November, possibly August. So when we add all those up, it's possible it's gonna be like $10,000 plus by the end of the year that it has cost the county to pay $25 instead of $15. Now, I know people gripe that they don't get paid enough to come to take off work and do their jury stuff. $15 might make them a little madder, but, you know, $25 isn't gonna pay them to be off work either. I mean, you know, they do get $50 to serve on a jury. We are 100% reimbursed for that. So we get the full 50 back on that. I also gave you a copy of what the Administrative Office of the Courts had put out in 2007 when they started doing the reimbursements. It kind of gives you a little more detail about it. I just thought it was something y'all might want to look into. If you don't want to change it, that's perfectly fine with me. I just wanted you to know that there is a little bit of money out there that possibly we could save. I don't know how much it would help, but we still have, you know, half a year left and at least one more orientation. We usually send out 300 letters and we usually have about 100, a little over, sometimes a little less, varies on what shows up. We pay everyone those $25. We get reimbursed for $15. Then they come in the days that we call them in to come for a jury trial. We've been having a lot of jury trials this 3 years I've been in office. Every time they show up, since they're gonna be picked, $25, okay? Anyway, I thought y'all want to look at that, just see if there's any questions y'all have for me. Okay, go
I
ahead.
have a quick question.
Okay.
You say, or you say, pay them the 15, and you said we're reimbursed 15.
Yes.
But it's still not coming out equal. So do they just reimburse for either the orientation or the show up?
Well, let me read this little thing here. There's two different ways when we get them to show up for orientation, we get reimbursed the $15. That's when we pay the $25. And then when they show up, I'll find the other one here. When they're summoned to appear to see if they're actually going to serve, we pay them $15. And I think there's only one of, I'll have to read this again. I had it in my head and I forgot. But there's one that completely reimburses for $15, we pay $25. And then one, we only get the $15 for. And I'm sorry, I had it in my head. It's in this sheet and I can sit down and read it and tell you about it later.
I was just curious about that.
Yeah, it still doesn't equal out, but we would have, yeah. But like I said, it's all in this little thing. And anyway, that's what I wanted to tell you about that. Like I said, it's completely up to you guys. It doesn't really matter to me. I'd rather have them happy than I had to have them mad, but at the same time, I'd rather see us go save a little bit of money. And the other thing, and I just want to tell you this real quick because I have to leave. I'm going on vacation, bro. I'm checking your hair. I'm on the agenda to move some money into my child support fund tonight. All that is we have to pay for our child support deposit slips. The bank doesn't give them to us for free. So they charge it to my account. I have to move the money from my child support fees that I have to use for my office back over into my account. That's what that is. Anybody have any questions about that?
No, but I have a question.
Okay.
What is surrounding counties pay?
Most of the bigger counties I've talked to pay 15. They do. There's a couple of counties I think that pay 20, but the majority of them pay 15. That's it. I don't know. Just something to think about. we might wanna consider it, and if not, that's fine too. Thank y'all, sorry it took so much time, and I would be out if nobody has any questions.
Are there any other elected officials that would like to address the court? Are there any other entities or anyone else at all that would like to address the court? Would the court like to address anyone? We get to move on to new business. The first ordinance will be read by Justice Phillips.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to amend the original appropriation ordinance 2018-59, the annual operating budget for 2019, to increase the projected revenue and appropriate $102,000 into the courthouse budget, number 1000-108. Whereas Van Buren County has received $102,000 grant from the Arkansas Historic Preservation Program, AHPP, and whereas this grant is to be used for update of the electrical system in the main courthouse, and whereas this money needs to be appropriated so that bills can be paid in a timely manner. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that $102,000 be appropriated into 1000-108-3103 grants in. I move we accept this ordinance.
I second.
Motion's been made and seconded to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion?
Can we have some words, would you please?
This is the rewiring at the courthouse.
Yeah, I understand.
And the ordinance was adopted last year to do the work, but we didn't remember to put it in the budget this year to carry that forward. And the work has been done, we just need to pay them. We pay it, they pay us right back.
The grant pays you back.
Yes. Good question. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Nikki,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Lemmings.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
2019-25.
Next ordinance will be read by J.P. Bradford.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to amend the original appropriation ordinance 2018-59, the annual operating budget for 2019, to increase the projected revenue and appropriate $15,000 into the courthouse budget, 1,108. Whereas Van Buren County has received a $15,000 grant from the Administrative Office of the Courts, Supreme Court of Arkansas, and whereas this grant is to be used for the update of the security camera system, and whereas these monies were received on May 1st, receipt number 325, and each to be appropriated in the courthouse budget. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that $15,000 be appropriated into 1000-108-3103 grants in. I move this ordinance be approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Nikki,
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Lemmings.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
2019-26.
Our next ordinance will be read by Justice Phillips.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to amend the original appropriation ordinance 2018-59, the annual operating budget for 2019, to increase the projected revenue and appropriate $100 into the Circuit Clerk's Child Support Fund 3012-114. Whereas funds were needed to purchase deposit slips for the account. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that $100 be appropriated into the Circuit Clerk Child Support 3012-114. I move we adopt this ordinance.
Second.
Motion's been made and second to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Nikki,
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes.
Bradford.
Yes.
Tatum.
Yes.
Lemmings.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
2019-27.
Next ordinance will be read by Justice Bass.
Be enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas. An appropriation ordinance to be in time, an appropriation ordinance to amend the original appropriation ordinance, number 2018-59, the annual operating budget for 2019, to increase the projected revenue in county general and appropriate $34,286.65 into personal services for the treasurer's office budget, number 1,103. Whereas the treasurer's office is needing a full-time administrative assistant to help with day-to-day responsibilities and also to cover during vacations, sick time, training classes, etc. And whereas this employee will be hired at $22,348.80 for the remaining of 2019, $15.52 per hour. Whereas this employee will need to be hired at the passage and publishing of this ordinance. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that section 34,286.65 will be appropriated into 1,103, 22,348, 80, 1001 salary part-time, 1,709, 68, number 1006 Social Security, 3,423.84, number 1008 retirement, 6,458.48, and 1009 health insurance, 3681, number 1010 workman's comp, 180, number 111 unemployment, $7.44, and 1014 COBRA, and 121.60 into 1016 life insurance. Section 2, this ordinance being necessary for the protection and preservation of public health and safety and emergency is hereby declared to exist, and this ordinance shall be enforced and shall take effect upon passage and publication. I move for its adoption.
Second.
Motion has been made and second to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion?
I'll start this off. I mean, I just don't see the county general. It's the same old tune that we've been going over, but we're just not there where we can be hiring people. Not only that, but for one, we don't need to be starting them out at $15.52 an hour. I think that we can hire somebody a lot cheaper than that. I've had some people contact the treasurer's office as well on that. But it didn't know for me.
That was our discussion in the last meeting, wasn't it, that she was gonna redo the thing with a lower wage? Did we talk about that? Wasn't that what we discussed?
And my issue is with pay rate, but it's also with the timing. I mean, with the budget the way it is, if we were at budget time, we could look and see what could be cut, and if we can make room for it. This point, with the budget the way it is, I just don't see how we can add a position.
I think we were all in agreement that come budget time, it would be a good idea to really look into it, but right now, it's not.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Nikki,
No.
Phillips,
No.
Lynn,
No.
Bradford,
Yes.
Tatum,
No.
Lemmings,
No.
Bass.
Yes. I mean, we have money to hire for other offices, and she's in need of one, an assistant as well.
next ordinance will be read by Justice Tatum.
Been enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to amend the original appropriation ordinance 2018-59, the annual operating budget for 2019, to increase the projected revenue of county general and appropriate monies into the sheriff's office and detention budgets as follows. Whereas $200 was received from the All Red Community Center and $250 from the All Red Community Resource Development Corporation for lawn care. And whereas this money needs to be appropriated into the detention center budget 1000-418-2002 small equipment, and whereas $734.50 was received by donations and fundraisers for the county K-9 and needs to be appropriated into the sheriff's budget 1000-400-3104 K-9 expense, and whereas $631.48 was received from Southern Farm Bureau Insurance to cover an accident on a sheriff's department Tahoe and will need to be appropriated into 1000-400-2023 parts and repairs. And whereas $427.46 was received from the U.S. Marshals for transport of prisoners and needs to be appropriated into 1000-400-2007 fuel, oil, and lubricants. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court, Van Buren County, Arkansas, that the annual operating budget for 2019 be amended and projected revenue of county general be increased by $2,243.44. Section 2, $450 be appropriated into 1000-418-2020. Section 3, $734.50 be appropriated into 1000-400-3104. Section 4, $631.48 be appropriated into 1000-400-2023. Section 5, $427.46 be appropriated into 1000-400-2007. I move that we approve as written.
Second.
Motion and second to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Nikki?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Bradford?
Yes.
Tatum?
Yes.
Lemmings?
Yes.
Bass?
Yes.
2019-28.
Our next ordinance will be read by Justice Tatum also.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to amend the original ordinance 2018-59, the annual salary and wage for 2019 to increase the hourly wage for the Shirley School Resource Officer, SRO, from $14.35 per hour to $15.52 per hour. The salary of the Shirley SRO is reimbursed by the Shirley School District, and whereas the Shirley School District unanimously voted in their monthly school board meeting on April 22nd, 2019, to increase the salary of the Shirley SRO, and whereas the increase will take effect on the first payroll of July 2019. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court, Van Buren County, Arkansas, that Section 1 Ordinance 2018-59 be amended. Section 2, the salary of the Shirley SRO be increased to $15.52 per hour beginning July 2019. I move that we approve as written.
Second.
I thought
Okay,
1552 was too high.
That's the Shirley School.
Excuse me. This ordinance will require 3 readings, and at this time, I would entertain a motion to suspend the rules to conduct the next 2 readings at this meeting with, by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and second to conduct the next 2 readings by title only at this time. Roll call vote for rule suspension.
Nikki?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Bradford?
Yes.
Tatum?
Yes.
Lemmings?
Yes.
Bass?
Yes.
Justice Tatum, read the second time by title only.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court, County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to amend the original ordinance 2018-59, the annual salary and wage for 2019, to increase the hourly wage of the Shirley School Resource Officer from $14.35 per hour to $15.52 per hour.
Thank you, and Justice Tatum, the third and final reading, please.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to amend the original ordinance 2018-59, the annual salary and wage for 2019 to increase the hourly wage for the Shirley School Resource Officer, SRO, from $14.35 per hour to $15.52 per hour.
Thank you. You're now free to throw down. Discussion. Kidding.
And this right here is, well, I was just gonna start off with, and it's on the second page right here. This has nothing to do with county general. This is the school itself. And I'm personally one of those that if that's what they wanna pay them, that's up to them. That ain't up to us.
It's money in and money out.
It doesn't affect county general.
I just don't like him. Now, I have nothing against Clay, he does a wonderful job, he's a great guy. But I don't like the image that it shows where everybody else is being turned down. And I just, that's my belief.
Well,
He deserves it, but some of these others deserve a raise too.
Well, I think he is Sheriff here. See, he is the lowest paid SRO, is that correct?
Yes, if I may approach, this has been a conversation going on with the school board since January. Whereas the city of Shirley dropped 3 months of his payroll, the school board voted to pick up that 3 months, so they pay 100%, and they chose to give him the raise. They chose to give him a portion of a raise, not quite what the other two schools are making. He's still the lowest paid SRO that we have.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Nikki,
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Lemmings.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
2019-29.
Next is a resolution which will be read by Justice Lynn.
Just a second. Be it resolved by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, a resolution being entitled, a resolution to confirm the reappointment of 3 members to the Van Buren County Concession Board. Whereas the Van Buren County Quorum Court has responsibility and legal obligation to approve and confirm the reappointment of 3 members to the Van Buren County Equalization Board. Whereas there is the need to confirm the reappointment of Kenny Willock to the Van Buren County Equalization Board. This appointment made by the Van Buren County Quorum Court will expire July 31, 2022. And whereas there is a need to confirm the reappointment of Lois Allen to the Van Buren County Equalization Board. This appointment made by the Van Buren County Judge will expire July 31, 2020. Whereas there is a need to confirm the reappointment of Matt Gilmore to the Van Buren County Equalization Board. This appointment made by the city mayors of Van Buren County and will expire July 31, 2020. Therefore, be it resolved by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that the Quorum Court of Van Buren County hereby confirms the reappointment of Kenny Willock, Lois Allen, and Matt Gilmore to the Van Buren County Equalization Board for its terms to expire as noted. The Equalization Board members are Sharon Richardson, July 31, 2021. Don Hensley, July 31, 2021. Kenny Willock, July 31, 2022. Lois Allen, July 31, 2020. Matt Gilmore, July 31, 2020. I move that this resolution be accepted.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and second to adopt this resolution. Any discussion?
Yes, in my ignorance, what does the equalization board do? What are the,
Is Emma here?
Yes. If your property increases and you're contested, that's who you start with as equalization.
The equalization board is one that the individuals put themselves up to a great deal of public scrutiny for very little return. It's a servant's position. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Nikki,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Lemmings.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
2019-08.
Next resolution will be read by Justice Bradford.
Be it resolved by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, a resolution to be entitled, a resolution authorizing the county judge of Van Buren County to purchase a rhino bush hog from Grassroots Equipment and Outdoors Incorporated and to transfer $16,878.26 from Fund Code 2000-0200-2023 Parts and Repairs to 2000-0200-4004 Machinery and Equipment. Whereas the county road department is in need of a bat-wing bush hog, which is available through a local source, and whereas Grassroots Equipment and Outdoors has opened a local store right at the top of New Branch Mountain. Therefore, be it resolved by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County that the county judge of Van Buren County is hereby authorized to purchase a rhino 31-foot, or a rhino 3100 10-foot commercial duty bush hog, and that $16,878.26 be transferred from 2000-020-2023 Parts and Repairs to 2000-02-4004 Machinery and Equipment. I move this resolution be accepted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt this resolution. Any discussion?
Do we not have that one?
We don't.
Were there any other bids taken?
This was under the $20,000 bid amount, so I did get 3 quotes. I tried John Deere, tried this one with Rhino, and we did try another couple, and this was the lowest price. And I was glad it was available right here in the county.
Is that wing 10 foot?
One side lifts up.
One side lifts up, okay.
Yep.
I'm glad you brought it to me.
Yes. That's good, thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Nikki,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Lemmings.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
2019-09.
We have one transfer request. Since we only have one, there's no need in going through the motions to not read them. So who would like to volunteer to read our transfer? Thank you, Mary.
It's from the OEM, transfer request from 1000-500-3101 to 1000-500-1001 of $938. Training, education, to salaries, full-time. 1000-500-3054 to 1500-1006 to 12, and that's other sundry insurance and security, social security match. And the last one is 1000-500-3094, which is meals and lodging, to 1000-500-1008 retirement at $420 to move monies where needed. Do I
All
need
in
to-
favor of accepting the transfer, signify by saying aye.
I have a question.
Yes.
Explain this to me. What's this going to do?
This is
This
pull-
doesn't tell us.
Right, this is pulling money from training, education, other sundry insurance, and meals and lodging over to areas that were underfunded incidentally, which was salary, social security match, and retirement. She has been pulled out of county general for the first 6 months, and we're getting ready to move that over to county roads. Her state code, which allowed that, and that will, the numbers were all in our original.
Is this Gina?
It is.
But the reason that these were low is because she received an extra check for her comp time, because she had so much. So that ranked her over. So we're having to pull from another part of her budget.
We're really, really working with everyone to try to eliminate the comp time chimneys that we have. We have excessive amounts. We're trying to get those pulled down. To abide by our personnel policy of 120 hours. And thank you. I was about to skip the discussion.
Yeah.
All those in favor of approving the transfers signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? They carry. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
One more thing.
Oh, yes.
Let's bring up that jail committee here.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I totally slipped my mind. I was catching up on that back there, and I have just a couple of more people to put on the advisory board. There's just a couple of JP members that I haven't been provided anybody. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start contacting the advisory board and start getting them together. And the couple of JP members that don't have somebody, if you pick somebody, they can join in, and they can come on board whenever they decide they wanna come in with us. But I think we have to get this ball rolling, so that we can come up with a recommendation of the improvements or what we need to do with our jail. Because I need a recommendation for jail standards by the end of the year, by December 31. I'm required to give them an action plan, improvement action plan. So I have to get started so that I can give them a plan by the end of the year. Not saying we've got to be actively doing something by the end, but I've got to provide them a plan. So that's where we're at on it. Anybody else got any questions about it?
Thank you. Any other general discussion?